For the first time and the last time in my life, I got a keratin treatment, and that damaged my hair. Hi friends, I hope you're having a great day and that the week has been good to you. I've been really reflecting on what protective styles have meant for me over the years because I'm really enjoying my faux locks. Like, I am loving these faux locks. I had the knotless box braids this summer, fantastic style, can't wait to get it again. Maybe a couple years ago, I installed passion twist. That was really fun. And I just feel so empowered to choose to get protective styles because it's fun, because it gives me versatility, because it gives me a break from having to take care of my natural hair day to day. And if you're natural, you know it gets time consuming and there can be hair frustrations and the style doesn't come out the way you want. Sometimes things happen. And so it's always fun to have protective styles as an option or to just give your hair a break. But I've also been thinking about how it hasn't always been this way for me. I haven't always felt empowered and happy with making the choice to get a protective style because of some things that have happened in the past, because of damage to my hair and honestly damage to my confidence. And I want to tell a couple stories here, have a little story time, and explain why I have a love-hate relationship with protective styles. And I understand that protective styles are low manipulation styles where your ends are tucked away or protected in some way. Styles that help minimize damage and breakage. I totally get it. I totally get that that can be done with your own hair, like twists, bantu knots, braiding your own hair. Yes. But for the sake of this conversation, when I talk about protective styles, I mostly mean styles where hair other than my own was used to achieve the protection or to achieve the style. All right, so I'm natural. I've been natural since middle school, so for 17 or 18 years now. And when I transitioned from relaxed to natural, I got my hair pressed to get me through. And I got my hair pressed to get me through middle school and high school. I wore my hair straight, my own hair. I wasn't one of those kids who got quick weaves or sew-ins or things like that. I don't think I was allowed to, honestly, and I think the cost and the upkeep was something my mom probably didn't want to deal with. Now, I did get my hair braided. I got braids when I would go to summer camp or go off somewhere, or if it was summertime, I got my hair braided. So I was used to that, but for the most part, growing up, the hairstyles that I was used to when I stopped getting my hair relaxed was presses, a press and curl, and braids. And when I say braids, it was usually my own hair, cornrowed, or there might have been some times where I went to someone who used braiding hair too, but that was mostly it. Now, when I went to college out of state. Now, remember, my hair is used to and trained for getting presses. I wasn't yet at the point where I was embracing my natural hair texture and wearing natural styles. And my mom and I knew that it would be a while before I could find a stylist who could do my hair the way I wanted and the way that I was used to. And so we thought it would be a good idea to do something to my hair to make it manageable while I was away at school until I was going to figure out what I was going to do with my hair on my own, whether I find my own stylist or figure out some way to do it myself. So before I left for college, for the first time and the last time in my life, I got a keratin treatment, and that damaged my hair. My hair got weaker, it broke off, it got thinner, and I have thick hair, and it was the first time in my life that I have had a hair transformation for the worst. It was a hair fail. And if you have ever had a hair fail, you know that there are emotions that go into that experience, emotions about no longer looking the same. Like, your hair affects how you look. You don't look the same. Your hair don't look the same. You don't feel the same. There are emotions that go into that. I'm starting a new school and a new life experience. I'm in college now. There are emotions already that I'm experiencing with navigating this new path in life. It was a lot going on. I remember at that time thinking, okay, I'm not doing a keratin treatment again. I'm sure they're fine now, y'all, but I was scarred. And I remember thinking, I'm not ready to cut my hair off. Like, I'm not really ready for that kind of experience. And I also was in a space where I wasn't ready to fully embrace my natural hair texture and start experimenting with that and wearing my hair naturally. So I was just like, I guess I'm gonna just keep with what I'm used to. I gotta get presses. I gotta find somebody to do my hair. I have to find a stylist as I try to grow my hair out and bounce back from this. So I'm in the process of trying to find somebody in my college town who does hair. And I went to this one stylist and she made me feel like my hair had no hope. every time she parted a new section, combed a section, flat ironed a section, like she had commentary the whole appointment. Like every move she made, it was like, oof, your hair is so damaged. Oh, your hair is so bad. Oh, you really need a sew-in. You need a sew-in. That's gonna help your hair grow is if you get a sew-in. I do sew-ins all the time, and you should let me give you a sew-in. Like, it was starting to make me feel like I need to put my hair in hiding. Like, the tone with which she was saying all this and the amount of times, the amount of commentary she was making on my hair being so damaged in the appointment, it was making me feel a lot worse about my hair than I had felt when I walked in. I was like, dang, like, is it just terrible? And it made me feel like maybe a sew-in is my only hope. And I kind of wish she would have went about it a little differently. Like if she would have just said, hey, you might want to consider getting a sew-in as an option to help your hair grow as you bounce back from that treatment you did, because your hair will be, put away and protected, and it's something you can consider, and I do that service. And I don't know, the way she was just like pushing it on me was just like a bit much. But at the same time, I got the feeling that like this is something that I guess I have to do if I want to see a success with my hair and not cut it off or something. So I went home for a break and got a sew-in. And I didn't get my sew-in from her because I didn't like how pushy it felt to get the sew-in from her, but I wanted to get it done. So I went home to do it. And when I came back from break, I was getting a lot of compliments. People were treating me nice. Like, it was really cute. And it was nice having a sew-in, having a style where my hair is already done when I have to get up and go to class or hang out with friends or anything like that. It was nice having that experience as a protective style. But it was my first time getting a protective style by choice as an adult. And I did it because I felt like something was really wrong with me. And although I loved the style, I loved having the hair in, I didn't like the emotions that I had when I booked the appointment to get the hair done. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. That's like one example of the love-hate relationship that I started to have with protective styles. And eventually in college, I started embracing my natural hair a lot more. I bounced back from that hairstyle. My hair grew, got a lot more healthier, went back to being thick, and I learned how to take care of my hair as a natural. I got involved with my natural hair community in college, and I just really grew to love the hair that I have. And honestly, I have not had a sew-in since then. I would do it. I would get one again, but I haven't had one since. Now let's fast forward several years. I'm a young career woman now who has had experience working on several teams and at different companies. And my whole career, I've been natural. I've been wearing twist outs, braid outs, pineapples. I've been wearing my curly hair out. At this one particular job, I'm really excited to be there because it's Black managed. Black people hired me. It was the first time that's ever happened in my career. I was very excited to be a part of the team. And I'm working in an environment where I work with clients. I have to help clients with their media needs and take care of press things. Now, at this point in my life, I'm also mostly doing a braid out or a twist out, but there are times where I am putting twists in my hair and then leaving them in twist and styling those twists as an updo in my hair, if you know what I mean. And that style, this updo, had never been a problem for me on any other team. Now, one particular week, I had a client who had 2 media interviews booked for that week. The first interview was pretty early in the morning, like early enough to where that interview would take place before work hours, so I would go there first and then go straight to the office when it's done. And I was excited. It was my first time, or at least one of my first times, being able to do some press work like that with this client. But the night before that interview was supposed to take place, I got a text from my manager who said, don't worry about coming into that interview tomorrow. And I responded and I said, okay, did it get canceled? And she simply responded and said, no. Honestly, I didn't think much of it. I just kind of figured, okay, well, I don't have to get up as early tomorrow morning now, and that's fine with me. I can just keep my usual morning routine before I go to work, and that's cool. That's cool with me. I saw my manager in the office the next day. We were chatting about something else, and eventually I was like, hey, are we still on for the next media interview coming up this week? Because, like this morning's interview, I didn't show up for that one. And she was like, about that, I've been meaning to talk to you, your hair. And y'all, when she said your hair, I've heard what I needed to hear. I've seen what I needed to see. I already know where this is going. And I responded to her, I said, it's a problem. And she said, yeah. She's like, when you do the twists and the little updo thing, when you do that, it's just not, no. And I was like, okay, I got it. Noted. I totally hear what you're saying. And she said that there have been other ways that I've worn my hair at the company that have been totally fine. And, I can continue to do that. And I was like, okay, got it. And I realized that, it's kind of sunk in for me then that like I was kept from a part of my job because of how I was wearing my hair, because of how I was looking at the time. And I guess it made me feel like I don't look presentable enough to be doing the work. And that stung. That really stung to be told that and to have that experience. I was also just facing a lot of disappointment with some experiences at this company anyway. And that was just one of those moments that kind of taught me, okay, like I put this job on a pedestal and I shouldn't have done that. I mean, after that, I left her office. I went to my car, FaceTime my friend, a shout out to you, girl. And I cried. I cried because it stung. So I guess the easy thing to do would have been to just go back to the braid outs, the twist outs, the fro, like wearing my hair in the way that they were saying there were other ways to wear it that have been fine. Like those were some of those styles. But I was just getting this energy of like, if I wore my hair differently, then y'all would let me have more exposure to our clients. And so I bought a wig. Matter of fact, I bought two. I bought two wigs so I could have variety. And that was the first time in my life that I have ever bought wigs. When I wore these wigs to work, I started getting treated differently. I started getting treated better. I started having better conversations with management. I was attending more client meetings. Like finally, I'm doing more things in this role that I'm in my job. I feel like, oh, now y'all take me a little more seriously because I look a little more how y'all want me to look, which is messed up. It is messed up. And I feel like, as we know in society, people get treated better based on how they look. Honestly, if you look a certain way that people feel like is pretty or attractive or whatever they deem attractive, people will treat you better just because you look a way that they like for people to look. And it's just really annoying that we live in a society like this, honestly. And I've told this story on TikTok before, and I got a couple of popular responses that I just want to go ahead and address right now in case you're also thinking the same thing. Like, why didn't I quit? Why didn't I leave that job? I did quit eventually. I didn't immediately quit because I had an apartment, I had bills, I had to eat. Like I had very practical reasons for staying at that job until I could find somewhere else to go, which I eventually did. Like I left that job, like it's fine, y'all. And the other main question was, why didn't you go to HR? Or I would have gone to HR. Did you go to HR? It wouldn't have been worth it for me to do anything about this in that work environment that I was in. So no, I didn't talk to any HR about that or anything. So that was my second time in life buying a protective style, choosing to buy a protective style because I felt like something was wrong with me and because I felt like I was in a space or an environment where I'm better off just covering up my hair and rocking a different kind of style, because I was really feeling like, okay, well, to make it in this company, I guess, and to make it in this industry, I have to look a little different. And that was a really crappy feeling, and I don't deal with that feeling anymore, and I'm very glad to be in the space that I'm in now, because since then I got my money's worth out of wearing those wigs. I stopped wearing those wigs because of negative reasons and internalizing stupid stuff, and I started wearing those wigs because I felt like I wanted to do it because it's fun, or it gives me a new option with my hairstyle in a week, or because I just want to. Like the emotions behind me doing a protective style changed for the better. I mean, at this point, I didn't really get protective styles that much in my life, other than a lot of braids and cornrows growing up. And, in college, getting the sew-in because of a negative experience. And in my mid-20s, getting the wigs because of a negative experience. So I had to really work to reclaim what protective styles mean for me, and to just do it because I want to and because I love myself and I love my hair, but I also love having versatility in how I wear my hair. I think time has helped, just getting older and just getting more comfortable with the fact that I can wear my hair the way I want. These jobs don't run how I wear my hair. If they have a problem with my hair, then it's just not the environment for me. I think being in better environments helped with that too. Being in professional and personal environments where my hair isn't an issue, where I can have fun with it, do what I want, and it's not a problem. I think that all has helped contribute to feeling the way that I do now. And honestly, I see a lot more protective styles in my future. I have a lot of fun having braids. I have a lot of fun having faux locks. I might get another sew-in soon down the line. I might get passion twist again, or some other kind of crochet thing. I have a lot of fun with these styles, and I'm glad to be in a space where I do it for a positive reason and coming from a positive place. So that love-hate relationship that was going on, it's all love now. Me and you, protective styles. Me and you, self-esteem. It's all love. It's all love. So yeah, that's the story of how I have had a love-hate relationship with protective styles and how I got to the space where I am now, where it's all love. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.